Hey Rupert, yeah, I used your name, I know. Sorry, it just felt really weird not to. I'm Caroline, and I guess I'm throwing my hat in the ring to be your roommate in this, what is bound to be a super embarrassing video. So here goes. I'm a New York native, grew up about an hour north of the city, so naturally I have a tendency to drink far too much coffee. And I make dinner reservations around 11 o'clock at night, like a Spaniard. And at times I even have to reel back the urge to push an old lady out of the way when running to catch a cab. To clarify, that's just an urge. I've never actually done it, promise. I moved into Manhattan about 6 years ago, and I've bounced around different neighborhoods throughout that time. I always with at least one roommate, maybe two or three usually. I've never really known anything else. My first roommate was in boarding school. I was about 15 years old, and I've been a convert ever since. Always had him, always loved him. In fact, that high school roommate is actually my best friend to this very day. And the only reason I don't live with her is because she lives up in Boston. Left me for a smaller, cleaner city. But from late nights out at bars to what I call Fat Sunday, where you sit around eating Chinese food in your onesie, I honestly can't imagine what my life would have been like without all my roommates. I love my roommates. I've never really been fully satisfied by just someone you cohabitate with. I really love having someone there who's actually a friend and someone you want to hang out with and have Fat Sunday with. I'd like to think I'm a pretty chilled out roommate. I keep things nice and tidy. But you'll never find me like on the kitchen floor with a toothbrush and bleach scrubbing between the tiles or anything like that. It's just, something nice and livable and, something easygoing. I love to bake. And I do a fair amount of it, and I always bake way too much, so I will force you to eat it. Hope you're not gluten free. However, to be entirely honest, I can't cook. Like, not at all. But I love the vibe of it. I really enjoy the communal idea of cooking and, dinner parties and all of that. And I'm always happy to help in the kitchen. I just wanted to be super upfront about the fact that my cooking skills are no bueno. I keep pretty regular hours. I'm up around 7 or 8 in the morning and I go to bed around 10, 11, 12 on weekdays. On weekends, which often include Thursdays here in New York, just so you know. It's kind of anything goes. I was an art major in college, so I'm kind of a night owl by default. Um, but you usually find me dragging some poor soul off to some underground warehouse party out in the middle of Brooklyn, or off down an alley to go to Speakeasy, or hunting around Little Tokyo for the best sushi deal. I like good food, good music, and good people, and I like to spend my time that way, any of my spare time that way, frankly. With that said, I also really love to travel, and I spend a fair amount of time doing that as well. I'm an event producer, so I spend a fair amount of time bouncing around the country hosting events. And then my spare time and all my vacation days are pretty much spent either at music festivals, on the beach, or on a ski slope. And if I'm honest, they're really mostly on the ski slope. I'm a big ski bum, and my goal in life is to ski all 7 continents in my lifetime. So I actually just finished up Japan this year, which was absolutely incredible, and probably part of the reason that I spend half my time in Little Tokyo now is hunting around for good sushi, because nothing will beat that ever. Your apartment is incredible. It's obviously unbelievably gorgeous, and anyone would be lucky to live there. $1 in a month for a month of rent would be a blessing. But at the same time, that's not really why I applied. I applied to be your roommate because you seemed like a good guy. Totally didn't get that serial killery vibe at all, which is good. Yeah. Um, and, I felt like we had some similar interests, with you just arriving and looking to take advantage of New York for all that it is, and me on my farewell tour, basically, also looking to take advantage of New York for all that it is. I thought it might be a match. So, best of luck, and hopefully I hear from you. Oh, and P.S., from one New Yorker to another, don't ever take the JMZ line if you can help it. Don't ever get in a gypsy cab either. no good. However, despite the fact that this is quite a dirty city, you totally can drink the water. Promise.